Fishing Obsessed Podcast. We'll be sitting down with a fresh guest each week. Someone who shares the same kayak fishing passion that runs through our veins. We're talking kayak anglers, kayak companies, lure experts. Heck, anyone who's got a story to tell about landing the big ones from a kayak. We're setting our sights on becoming the #1 kayak fishing podcast in the world. You'll get a chuckle, a grin, and hey, maybe even a belly laugh. Because we believe in the power of humor. But above all, we're here to educate and inspire. So, whether you're a seasoned kayak angler or just dipping your toes into this exhilarating world, join us on the Kayak Fishing Obsessed Podcast. It's time to reel in adventure, camaraderie, and the joy of the catch. Here's your host, Darren Windle.
What's up, you fish freaks? Welcome back to the Kayak Fishing Obsessed Podcast. I'm Darren Windle, co-host Wyatt the Hammer Hammond, and this is episode number 145. Tonight, we're excited to welcome JT Hickman back to the show after a long hiatus. We'll catch up on where he's been, what's been keeping him busy, and then dive into one of our favorite times of the year, ICAST 2026. It's almost here, which means your feeds are about to be flooded with the latest rods, reels, kayaks, electronics, and tackle. I'll be heading down to Orlando here in a couple of weeks to cover it all. But tonight, Wyatt, JT, and I are going to give you a preview of some of the new gear we're most excited about. But before we get started, we'd like to thank the sponsor of the show, KFAS Kayak Fishing Advanced Safety Training. KFAS exists to help kayak anglers make smarter, safer decisions on the water through affordable online safety education. So to learn more and earn your certification, head over to kfas.co and check it out. Let's get this party started. Wyatt, how's it going, brother?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah,
so I've been mentioning KFAS to a lot of people. Say at the store where kayak sales have gone through the roof. I mean, recreation kayak, everybody's starting out, getting those first kayaks have been going through the roof. And I've been making sure, like, wear your life jacket, have it on you, have a whistle, stressing every single person. Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Lots to take. I mean, people might not know this, but KFAS, that course is 3 hours of instruction. Yeah. Right. 3 hours. And so that was only like the tip of the iceberg. So Chad and I are currently working on advanced. It just takes a long time to get curriculum written and then shot and edited in the midst of the fishing season, in the midst of us with our normal, brands and businesses. Right? A lot of free time. I don't have this. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we'll talk about a lot, Wyatt, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and get Gramps to the Gramps in the show. Gramps, how's it going, brother? It's been a while.
I'm doing good. Yeah, it's been a good little while.
Whew. We were just talking in the green room a year ago, right about now. Like, Gramps and I were fishing the Kayak Adventure series together, and then it all kind of went downhill from there. Or uphill. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess we could say downhill, but a lot of gotta again shout out the Veteran Affairs Hospital in Indianapolis. Roudabush is the name of the hospital. And a bigger shout out to Dr. Farkas and her amazing team, who we thought they were just going to go in and put in maybe a stent or two, such as happened to me 18 years ago.
Okay.
And then 22 years ago, I had to have a little balloon to open up an artery. But what they thought might be like an hour or two kind of cleanup turned out to be an 11.5-hour quadruple bypass, valve replacement, valve repair. And then basically 10 days with me being sort of in a coma and out with pneumonia and all kinds of other wildness before I woke up. I think actually woke up realistically the first time 7 days later when I heard my daughter's voice telling me, "Dad, I have a new boyfriend." And that kind of
second heart attack? What's going on? She's trying to
But this was it wasn't it really, I guess, should have surprised me, because my daughter lives and works in Dallas. And the fact that she was there, I should have known something was more. But they kept me calm, and nobody really told me how bad I was until like many weeks later after I was home. And of course, Gran and the kids, I was all on the internet, and when I got my phone and, "Hey, what's up, fam? I'm doing good." And I had no clue what I had gone through. I have a lot of dreams that I vividly remember of things that never happened.
Yeah.
But I keep saying I'm going to make a video about some of that one of these days. But it was just, again, I have to shout out the amazing staff and crew up there. The hospital itself. They hire out a contract. So like I had the IU Health medical team there.
Yeah.
And like I said, Dr. Farkas and crew really, really did a lot of great work. And yeah, I had a lot, but let's jump ahead a year. This is the first time, obviously I'm on the Kayak Obsessed podcast. This is the first time I've not owned a single kayak since 2010. I for those who don't know the back, I'll do the quick story.
Yeah, do the story.
When Darren and I got back from Kayak Adventure Series, having a blast. I was doing some yard cleanup the following weekend because we had tornado come, the second tornado that basically hit my house in last year's season. And I was reaching up with the pole saw and cutting down some broken limbs. My youngest son was over here helping me, dragging stuff off. Ended up giving myself a double hernia, which is what knocked me off of the water from going to the Kayak Adventure Series up in Minnesota.
Right.
All knew I was waiting the whole year to go catch giant smallies. And then that following Tuesday is when I felt a little tightness in my chest. Had a funny feeling that I hadn't felt in a long time. It went up, had my wife drive me up to the hospital, and then we started this whole ordeal. Now, a year later, I'm getting ready to start going through my, year checkups and things like that. But why don't I have any kayaks? Well, with the hernia, I can't risk hurting myself further, dragging creeks and, loading and unloading because I'm on blood thinners post open heart surgery. And therefore I can't risk doing something where I would have to go have an emergency surgery.
Right.
Because then they wouldn't be able to stop the bleeding. So long story short, here in a couple of months, when they take me off of the blood thinners after they do my annual checkup, then they'll want to schedule my hernia surgery. But since I can safely fish out of the boat right now, I'll probably have them hold off on that until after fishing season.
There you go.
Because I'm being a little selfish right now, having sold I sold my Old Town PDL 120.
You sold everything.
Fully rigged PWR, Grafts. I basically sold everything.
You sold your lures. You sold everything. I was like,
the only
looking
things
back,
I actually kept were my rods and reels.
Looking
I
back,
have been building up my collection towards retirement. I knew eventually I'd get back into another kayak and I'd buy some Grafts, and I still have my boat, so I can at least get on the water and play. But yeah, trailer went to Emily. She does the Team Kayak Series trail with Gene and those guys, so she needed a double. So I sold her the Fish Texas kayak trailer and then sold everything else so as not to be tempted to get out there and hurt myself. So
looking back, was that the right choice?
She doesn't want to kill me. But
Back,
that being said,
right,
I'll wait till after ICAST and see what drops. Might make send an email out to Ryan over at Old Town, or see what I can find as I get back into the game next season. So at least now I can bank fish. I've been doing so safely, going to Kayak Adventure Series and bank fishing, starting my own little trail of one.
As long as you hook a kayak to you, you can wade fish. You're good. Just right there on the side of the water.
Oh, trust
Count
me.
It.
I literally told her, and she's like, I will, because she's worried about me slipping on rocks and things like that. Because I told her, I said, hey, I could go get one of these $40 inflatable, and just
carry your lunch and stuff and just walk
and just haul a catch board. And she's like,
you tried. You tried.
Yeah. So yeah, I tried, but I see my granddaughter in the
chat. Grampy?
That's the one.
Grampy, it's me. I love it.
So funny story, real fast, and we'll get on to talking about some cool stuff too. My last fishing trip last year before that went down was me and her sister Lila in a creek, going around, and Lila caught her first bluegill.
Wow. So come on.
I hate saying that. I always say, get outside when you can and make some memories. But, you think about how things could have gone. That could have been a memory that would have been permanent. But now we get to go do it again. Praise God for that. So, but
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
my
lie,
grand
Gramps.
babes were the last fishing trip that I actually took until I was able to get out and do a little bank fishing this spring. But yeah, so I had to give a shout out to my girls because they keep me going for sure.
I love it. Gramps, you actually had me worried there for a little bit in the midst of we knowing you're in a coma, but you didn't at that time. And knowing that surgeries aren't supposed to last that long, I don't think you're supposed to last that long. You had us all nervous for a little bit. So glad you are on the up and up. Look forward to seeing you back in the boat, catching fish. Saw you, getting some on the urchin recently. We'll talk a little bit about that tonight. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to be talking about ICAST, right? Found a couple sources on some 2026 releases. I don't have all of them. I'm getting some emails and text messages from things I can't talk about yet because they come through private channels. I was like, all right, I found an open source, and we're going to talk a lot about the lot that I found with the open source, and should be a good time tonight. But Wyatt, how you been, man?
Doing pretty good.
What have you been catching them on? Have you doing the thing where you fish all the time? It was like 100 degrees yesterday. It was hot.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going out tomorrow. It's supposed to be like 102 out here, and I mean, I like it when it's hot. Makes all the fish group together. Makes them, I love fishing whenever it's hot out.
There you go. Well, I was like shooting a video and like 3 videos, and it was 100 degrees. Like,
Where'd he go?
And we lost him.
See, he's talking about that 100 degrees, and he fried his camera.
Yep.
You know how that goes.
He's actually, I need to go out and shoot a video right now.
Yeah, right. I have no clue why. I think there's a side button on my new mouse I accidentally bumped and shut down the whole thing. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and hop in here. I'm going to share a screen with you. We're going to head over to good old Tackle Warehouse. There we go. And so on Tackle Warehouse, you saw this earlier, Wyatt?
Yep. Yeah, they've updated the site, getting ready.
Yeah, no, this is kind of fun. So let's just go ahead and hop through it. I think it'd be fun just to walk through, see what's new, see the prices on some of this stuff. I was kind of going through it a little bit earlier. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. What in the world has happened to the fishing industry? Companies lost their mind.
Yeah.
It's like up and to the right. So Gramps, what's a choose your own venture? What are you most interested in? What do you want to, I'll go through and we'll click on it and we'll see what's new. There's something in all of these categories. Just don't pick apparel because all it's in there is a hat by Daiwa.
So I guess, the funny thing is, of course, me being away for so long. Now, I ignored fishing like the whole time I was out because I was like a whiny little depressed. Well, if I can't go do it, I don't want to think about it. I want to watch it. I'm going to unsubscribe from everything. And so I go out and jighead minnow is the thing. Oh, jighead minnow, jighead. I come back.
Urchin.
And it's cat toys. My wife is like, what in the tickler? What do you got? She thinks they're funny. She wants me to I actually saw where somebody printed out a stand where you can take them and put them on at work.
Oh, there you go.
Just confuse the heck out of people.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess anything but fuzzy baits. Is there any new innovation, or is it all going to be?
The urchins are. We got to go to the urchins. We'll go there. We'll get there in a little bit. Let's go to where did you say fishing line, Wyatt?
Yeah,
it's nothing wild and crazy in here. I mean,
the cast brand. I've never heard of that or seen that before. They have an ultra thin. If you go to their brand page, they have the frog and flip, but they also have another type of line. This might be the new fishing frog and flip, right? So they're selling it 65-pound and 80-pound. They have a, let's see, where is it? They have a finesse braid.
Oh, do they?
As well.
I feel like I saw something about this in a feed somewhere today, but didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
So
let
me read a little bit about it because not everyone's looking right now. So this is going to feature a 12-strand construction, blah 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 blah, high stitch, blah 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 blah, treated with water repellent coating, which further reduces friction, and a bunch of other marketing speak. So 60-pound,
smooth and it floats.
Smooth and it floats, just like every other 65, 80-pound braid. I mean, are you really worried about how thin in diameter once you're using 65 and 80-pound braid?
Not 65, but they're 8 and 10 and stuff like that.
Then I start getting interested.
Yeah.
It's already got reviews. 3 reviews. Yeah. I have a feeling those are planted.
From the
That's who it was. I saw Mikey Balls with a video on that.
So that is the fishing line there. Then we got some P line. You got some Endurex fade braid, 0 fade braid, 30-pound test. And the same thing over here. One's just in green and one's in blue.
Yeah.
I don't really
normally use like the oh god, brain fart on the name of it. I use the Sunline braid, not the frog and flip braid, but they make a finesse braid that's phenomenal. And I'll just try and if I can find something that works as well or better, I'll always out looking for that.
How about you, Mr. Gramps? What do you look? What's your go-to when it comes to braid?
I've mostly been a Seagar guy. I've played with some of the I actually bought a bunch of Sunline stuff to mess with last year that I never got to like change over to. But for me, I've just, once I found like 12-pound Seagar and Vizix, that was like my main chatterbait, everything. Cause we don't deal with we don't have the thick stuff like Wyatt and them do down south. So for us up here, the only place I use braid is like for heavy punching or frog fishing, which we all know me and frog fishing is kind of a funny thing. But and then like for my smallie rods, I've got like 10 or 12-pound braid to like a 10-pound floral leader for like the river and creek fishing, or more finessey type stuff.
Yep.
Nice.
I got someone in the comment section saying Mikey Balls was involved in the developing of the frog and flip braid.
Yeah, he actually put out a video on that today. He was flipping the heavy mats in Gunnersville, and I think it was his sneaky way of talking about this and getting ahead of the curve. Now that I think about it,
now the more you know.
Yeah, I like it. Sunline Overwatch is what it is. Okay. That's what I use on my spinning rods.
And that's the only 3 right now. Now, there's other categories. Got fluoro and mono and all that stuff. But as of right now, that is all that we're seeing. And so let's go ahead and head back. That covers fishing line. All right, what's next?
There's not too many in most of the categories. You can click on if you want sticker shock.
Oh, dude, the casting rods. My gosh, I haven't even heard of this company. Maybe I'm outside of the loop here.
Nori's Bait is they're a bait company.
Their bait company. Is the first rod?
No, the Fitzgerald's been around for a little while, but the Noris, they make the bite powder and stuff.
And so you're telling me this is some of their first rods at 7. So for those of you who can't like see what we're looking at, these are casting rods and they are $700.
These are NRX Plus and Daiwa Steve's prices.
Jeez. So what's special about these? Have you looked into them at all?
No, I haven't gone too much in them. Just titanium frames, Torzite, of course. Anytime you see Torzite on there, you're like $500 at minimum.
Mm-hmm. But those are just the guides, right?
Yeah.
Let me see what else we got in here. Fuji titanium frame, like Torzite guides. Yep. And then a lot of just marketing speak. You got EVA foregrips with cork, EVA lower portions.
That's how you know it's high end, when they have a 1-year warranty.
1 year. Whoa, come on. 1 year limited warranty on a $700 rod.
Yeah, Mike is saying that they're a JDM company, so super high end stuff. So they must be dipping their toes over in our market.
How can you 1 year warranty through Spro?
Spro is that company.
I don't even understand.
I would trust it. I wouldn't run out and buy it at $700 if I knew a hookup or something like that, or somebody was letting me test one, or if somebody had one on a boat and would let me fish with it for a couple of minutes. I would do it, but I would trust it.
I'm afraid to touch someone else's $700 rod. My gosh. My luck, they would have like compromised it earlier that day, and it would snap on a 1 pound fish, and that'd be responsible for a $700 rod. That's how my life goes over here. You got Mike saying Spro's distributor of JDM stuff. Yep, Nori's JDM company, high end stuff. Spro's bringing all kinds of JDM stuff. Thank you so much, Josh and Mike. Wow. So when it comes to warranties, Gramps, you've done a lot more like in-depth reviews on rods and stuff like that. How's that like line up with the industry, or they just got way off?
Yeah. I mean, Daiwa, Shimano, they have like a program where you can, send in, anything with like defects and breaks or whatever, and get another one at a reduced price. Whereas to me, I think in the past, and I don't know, since Dobbins was like a main one that I used for a long time, because they basically, you break it, you can go to any Dobbins, any place they sell Dobbins and swap them out. Now, I don't know if that's still the case now that they're part of the bigger company, but that's kind of the way they were, early on when Gary Dobbins made them in Texas. St. Croix is another, with the high end, but yeah, it's hard to spend $700 on a company that, even though they're JDM and they may have a reputation over there, it takes a while for people to work their way up that. Say if you were, you were fishing with some higher end stuff like a Loomis IMX Pro, which I don't really get into their GCX, which is their bottom tier, because to me, like a Dobbins Caden is better than those. But when you get into like a Loomis IMX Pro and then start working your way up the tiers from there, the GLX and then the famous Blue Bandit NRX Pluses, a lot of people, if you're getting into that high end kind of stuff, and it's not a lot of people that do that, unless you've got to deal with somebody or you're like me moving towards retirement and enjoying a little finer things in life. But that's just part of it too. It's unless you're building your own rods and using, grabbing your own blanks and you really kind of know the ins and outs of it. You want those warranties to kind of back those things up when you're making that kind of investment. I know some people that will just go buy a lose rod and beat it to death, and then if they break it, they'll throw it away and go, go buy another one.
Yeah.
But as one who's a big fan of lose reels, and I fish higher end rods, I don't understand how KVD and all those pros can fish with lose rods when there's so many better ones out there. And I've had a great partnership with Lose forever. It's just you fish their rods and anything else, and it's just like, but I love their reels. I mean, it's just a difference.
As long as that check clears the bank, you fish whatever they tell you.
Well, yeah. I mean, for me, those guys are tournament pros, and sensitivity means a lot in a lot of ways. But I mean, I think when Tom was at Lose, he would give me rods to play with, and I ended up giving them away after I did reviews on them because it was just like, here are my Lose friends. Take this off of my hands, please. It's my gift to you. Matt's going to be out there like, mother. But I mean, I get it.
Call me crazy, but I would imagine that if you're a pro, you can basically get Lose to make you any type of thing you want and put
and
whatever
they have
name
been
you want
accused
on
of that many times.
It's guaranteed that is what's happening behind the scenes. It looks like the thing you can buy, but it is like it's not.
That was the Duckett thing years back. Whenever Duckett first came out, they were not fishing with Duckett rods, quote unquote. They were fishing with painted white rods.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But I get it.
Gonna be also on. You could give Van Dam an ugly stick, and he'd probably still kick all of our ass.
oh yeah, 100%. You can put him in a stick and a string, he'll get us all done.
I got a bunch of comments over here. Let's head over here and check it out. You got G. Sobeski saying 1 year warranty on a $700 rod. I'll take 2 St. Croix Legend tourneys. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Low Life Angler. That's insane. I have $160 on my DIY rods, and they are unreal. You have Mike M. Kayak Fishing. The only way I'm dropping big money on a rod is for Loomis. Outside of that, I wouldn't go higher than the X-Bride prices. I like it.
100%. I got a comment on that too. Like the X-Pride B, if you're looking for a higher end rod and you don't want to spend more, the X-Pride B right now is like the best value bang for the buck, in my opinion. And I've got a few of those in my boat next to a whole bunch of Loomises that cost a lot more than that. But if I had to pick and I can only get stuck with one, it would be the X-Pride B just because of where that rod's at.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, let's head back over here to the wall of fun new things. And not just with, they got a variety of different casting rods coming out, and every single one of them $700. All right, let's roll down here. Okuma Tournament Concept TCS. I don't know.
Okuma's kind of been stuck with like the budget rods in their years. It seems like it always seems like they're $100 rod, $140 rod, things like that.
Maybe they're trying to increase a little bit.
That seems like a higher price one for what I usually see out of Okuma.
170 to 190 for those of you listening in. Let's see here. They call it a TCSB casting rod. So they have tailored lengths, powers, tapers, of course, 30-ton carbon blank.
I can't with the 30 ton. And what was it, 20 years ago? It was, you had to have 80-ton graphite. Like the graphite doesn't matter. It's
it's out of control when I read a lot of this stuff. Like
market
maybe
speak.
Maybe like one sentence makes sense, and all the rest is just like super smooth and helps with this excellence, performance, and backbone and subtlety. It's a kind of
the K series guides are important. I will give it that.
For those of you not listening in, so walk through why you like the K series guides.
K series are they're tilted forward guides, so they help with wind knots and braid and things like that. They're angled forward, so line if you do happen to bump the spool or anything like that when you're casting in a snot, a wad of braid goes out the spool, it's not going to get wrapped up on the guides as easily because they're tapered forward a little bit.
Right on.
Yep.
I got Michael Bradley over here a little bit later in our discussions. Like they had no choice to use the white ones. All the ducats were broken.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Good little pop shot there. Thank you, Michael Bradley 25. I've actually seen quite a bit. My buddy was running ducats for a while and they just kept breaking like all the time on them. So he ended up moving over to something
like
else.
13 or 14 of them at one point in time.
You did?
Yep.
And, you don't now. So what was your experience?
I didn't have that many issues with them. The only problem, I high stuck a fish and broke one of the spinning rods, and then I was in a rush and I tied a Texas rig on one of my cranking rods and swung on it and broke. So I leaned into a cranking rod and broke that one. But other than that, I didn't have too many I didn't have too many just like breaking of their own accord or anything like that.
All right.
Actually, I stepped on a flipping stick. Yeah, I mean, I did break a bunch of them. And the nice thing at the time was whenever I called them and I was like, "Hey, can I give you $50 and you send me back like a white ice or something?" They were like, "Oh yeah, that's fine." And they just let me pay the difference and upgrade.
I heard they're pretty easy to work with recently.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got something break, people get taken care of. So I appreciate the customer service. All the rods are behind me are the rods that I've broken. Every single one of these are broken. They're snapped. So what am I at right now? 1, 2, 3. I'm at 5. Yeah.
I'm going to say one of the things I noticed being stuck back being a boat angler for a while is the big advantage of being a kayak angler. You don't have a tendency to break rods like traditional ways. If you do it, maybe high sticking, but no closing rod locker limbs, lids on the ends of them, no stepping them on the deck. The fact that most of them are sitting behind us in a black pack, other than maybe getting blown into a bunch of trees, which technically I've done that a bunch of times on creeks and rivers and still haven't broken a rod that way. But I think rods are safer in a kayak than they are a boat.
They're not safe anywhere near my truck bed. I'll tell you that.
Oh, well, yeah, there's always
doors. There's always the classic lift on the back, the gate. I mean, you've seen a million people do it. Like, I'm never going to do that. And recently I got my chatterbait cash-in icon rod stuck in there and snapped it right in half. Like, are you stupid idiot? There went, what are those? 250 plus?
Yeah.
I catch them on the back cast all the time.
Oh yeah.
I broke. Where is it? I've got a Xenon sitting over here in the corner. I've got a Poison Adrena. I ripped the guides off one of my NRXs. Like, yeah, fish will start schooling, and I just like trying to whip a cast out there, and
I'm to the point where it's like I don't even want to mess with all of the send it in, send it back, pay the shipping. It's like it just goes on my wall of shame behind me, and I display it proudly and move over to another rod that I haven't touched in a lot of people
years. Have big deer racks and whatnot in their man caves. Darren's got a bunch of rods,
broken rods, and memories of what once used to be. Freshwater Pursuit over here in the comment section. Hey Darren, remember when I broke his rod on Hero Lake? We were down. This is my buddy. I fished with. We were down in Lake Gunnersville, this little like private lake. We went to the back part of this private lake, and Hoover's like, "Yeah, I've caught 9s back there before. There might be a couple 10s. There's a big fish in there, man." So we get back there, we're fishing, we're catching a little some on the main lake, but I get out of my kayak and walk back. There's like this little stream, and like I could drag my kayak back here, but I want to make sure there's some fish. I go back there, throw a lure, bang out like a 2021. It's like, okay, there's some fish back here. That was like my first or second cast. So we go back there, and you can basically walk around this whole thing. So we're walking around, and I hear this crack around the corner. I'm like, and I kind of walk around the corner, and I see my buddy, Freshwater Pursuiter. He's laying on the ground. I'm like, "Bro, you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I just snapped my rod on like a 10-pound bass." And so he had this thing, and he saw it, like it hit right at the bank. And for some reason thought it was a good idea to like hook set it like he had 60 yards of line. And he ripped on that thing so hard it just snapped his rod in half, and the bass got away. And I remind him just about every time I see him that he lost his PB that day. So I mean,
I think I lost probably a 10 back there.
Yeah, probably the same.
I had it on a chatterbait, and it jumped, and you know that whole slow mo.
No. Oh yeah,
you see your chatterbait flying through the air. It's like
you literally get to see it when you're editing. You're like, no, you slow it down. It's like flies by your face. Like, you got to be kidding me. Come on. Scoop Dog 1 says, I catch a rod on the back cast at least once a trip in the canoe. Rocking the canoe still. I like it.
Yep.
Yeah, he's local to me. He's got an ice cream shop up near, not too far north of me, that I got to take my grandbabes to when they come down next time.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Heck yeah. Matt Weimer, 42, new stuff on Tackle Warehouse already. Yep, that's exactly what we are working through right now. Let's head back over there. Let's go check out one of my favorite right now. I am here, guys. I am here for the urchin bait. I mean, this thing has been every time I catch a fish on one, I feel like it's a dink repellent. And I'm getting like consistent 20s. I think over a period of like 2 weeks, over 100 inches on this stupid urchin when I would struggle.
Yeah, I don't even want to throw the little ones because I think, like you said, it's kind of like a soft plastic version of a glide bait. You're just showing them something big.
Yep.
And so if something's going to eat it,
it's the big girl in the group. Yeah. You don't get all these little ones come there and nip it for the big. I mean, this one just lays down right in front of their face, and man, it just hits. So if you're one of those Koike Karens out there and you're like, oh, this is a trend, blah, 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 blah. It's not. I mean, it might be a trend right now, but it's not going anywhere if people continue to stay on it. No, it'll be.
When I own more of these than jackhammers, you know something's wrong.
Yeah, I don't think I've thrown. I mean, I've thrown a jackhammer here and there, but
I've got one jackhammer fish this year.
Yeah, I can't put it down. Like I just fishing with amoeba yesterday, and within a couple casts, boom, 20 inch.
Oh, we lose him again.
I heard him say he caught another 20 inches. Like, holy cow.
Berkeley came out and got him.
They got me.
He's about to release some stuff.
Yeah. They're doxing his IP.
All right, so let's head over here because these are different. I mean, there's going to be at ICAST, I can only imagine 1,000 different types of urchin baits. Every company in my feed is coming out with one. Every company owner that I've talked to can't get them like done fast enough. And so it is going to be wild. So let's take a look at these. You got Fish or Die, the Anomaly 13 millimeter 3-pack. So just keep in mind, if you're new to urchin baits, that millimeter isn't like from strand to strand. It's the diameter of like the ball, right? And so don't be like, and that's why it's kind of wildly confusing too, because you can have a really tiny ball and like really huge like appendages. You can have a really big ball and like tinier appendages. So it's really difficult to judge, especially if you're buying online. How big you grab a handful if you want to see. Yeah, and so and there's a weird looking dumbbell one in here. So let's go ahead and here. Let's check out the Fish or Die Anomaly. This one's interesting because it's got like strands.
See, that's what I think they're imitating. It's a crayfish. It's got little legs on it.
It does. It looks like it's got like 15 little pincher legs on it.
The crayfish have those little pinchers on the end of each of their legs.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
that was the funniest thing when I started seeing these. I'm like, what in the world are they supposed to be? But when you see them underwater, and I get it, I totally get it, because when you see them twitch it and all of the legs go back behind it, and then it stops and pops back open. I mean, I feel like that's when I get hit most of the time, is like right after that twitch, when it stops and it pops back open, and then it's like, bam. That's just, I was like, this thing is so stupid. It's great. But I mean, it's pretty weedless too. We've had so much flood water here that I've been flooded, fishing flooded brush and trees, and I'm just pulling it through that like nothing. Of course, now I'm still fishing it like with the heavier wire, like finesse. I can't even say finesse Nico, because it's really not. It's more like a power Nico, I guess, would be the opposite of regular, Nico rig. But I think I feel like I'm more power finessing.
No, it's interesting because, I mean, I don't know what your Facebook and YouTube feeds are like, but my feed is just full of different ways that people are trying to figure out how to rig this thing. Right. I think I've seen 20 different ways. I'm editing a video right now of, I believe, like the top 3 ways. One of the ways is Austin shared with us a couple weeks ago when we did that awesome. He came on. We did a whole, it was like an hour and a half on the koi key, how to rig it, what has worked for him, what is not working for him. I found a sonic spike, which I really like. I've had a lot of luck. I didn't lose a single fish when I went out with it. Hammered a few. It's a weighted hook, and it's probably the easiest way to do it, right, without having to like get frog hooks and like put weights on it or do shrink wrap and a lot of that, those frog hooks and all that stuff. A lot of that tackle's like either hard to find or really expensive. I know Wyatt was showing off a little bit of his Ryuji hooks that he found somewhere. I couldn't find them anywhere, but nonetheless, there is a lot of different ways to hook these things up, and it's kind of fun, right? Everyone's still experimenting with it. I think people are finally dialing in what's working, what's not working. That treble hook way, Wyatt, that you shared with me early on, like I would stick a few pigs, but a lot of times I caught a lot of really nice fish. I also lose a lot of really nice fish, right? Yeah. You stick them, you get them halfway back, they jump, and somehow it always amazes me how a fish can spit a buried treble in the hook sets that I give them, but they do. It's wild. So stay tuned.
Funny. You know what? I have not lost a single one yet.
On a how do you rig yours?
With the Jewel. At first I started with a nail weight. Instead of running it up and down, I ran it like parallel or horizontal, and then I hit it with a Nico, just skin hooking it that way. And the thing I loved about that was when you hook the fish, it was like a Senko. The bait and weight would run up the line, and you would only have the hook in the corner of the fish's mouth. I've been testing out those Jewel baits, Fricos, I think they call them. Yeah. You punch them through, and it's got the hole where you can nip a little bit of the hook into the TPE and then through the weight, and then that kind of lets it keep falling, keeps the weight at the bottom, so to speak. But so far both ways has been perfect.
Yeah, I think getting that ball away from the fish whenever you hook them.
And that's why I found like these Sniper Finesse 3/0s. Yeah. These are heavier duty. So that's a heavier wire than your normal, and but that's what's been working for me.
Yeah.
So this is what I've been using
recently. Core tackle stuff.
Is it core tackle? This is what it's get the net hooks, whatever it is. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things that look like this, but
now see, the only thing I don't like about that is it would drive the line like at the bottom of the bait when it's falling. You know what I mean? I like having the bait at the bottom of the hook and then falling that way, or when I'm pulling it that way, the hook is at the back, and like the eye of the hook is towards the rod, versus like that where if you let it fall, the hook is then upside down. I feel like if they're going to come up and get that, and it's falling like that, that hook is going to be falling down like this, and if the fish is coming up like this, that may be why you're not getting it. Whereas mine, if the hook is at the top, they got to come over and get that hook, and I'm pulling them out. I just think about dumb stuff like that.
You might have something there. All I know is every single hook set, I pin those mothers. I've only fished with it a few times, but also being how it falls like that, it keeps the hook like I come up over stuff without getting hooked up a lot, which is kind of nice, being that
Yeah.
it keeps that kind of up in the air. So if you're fishing like brush piles, which is where the urchins and these things have really just been performing for me, if you have spent a lot of time over the years, like marking brush piles and all these local lakes, you've already done a lot of the hard work, folks, right? Go back out to those spots, and that's where you want to be throwing these urchin baits, because it's going to be pulling the big girls out of there. When a lot of times you get the dinks come over and grab whatever it is that you're throwing down there. So nonetheless, I like these. We'll see. I mean, it's still a little early. I've only been fishing with them a couple times, but so far so good. Better than the treble hook way that I've been using. Wyatt, really quick, share the Ryuji ones you have. I'm going to go here and get the other screen back up.
Yep. So that quad hook that Austin was showing us earlier, that with the line through weight, either the queen tackle ones or just a general lead weight, like an 1/8 ounce lead cylinder weight that Bass Pro and everything, you get 10 of them for $4. Those things those are fantastic for the hags. Those are like the perfect size and weight and everything. They perfectly hit each side, and they weight it just so it sinks just like that, and then just
Nice
put the
and
treble
slow.
hook on the
Yeah.
back of it. Yeah.
like
Yeah, I've
it.
been playing with the various weights. It's like between like 330 seconds, I think, and then what have I got?
Yeah.
330 seconds, 1/8, and then one more. But I'm just playing around with the fall rate, and it's like, man, if you just get it to like slow, it's like wham. But to your point, like Darren was talking about the brush piles, I've kept my boats like I've got like old Humminbird Helix 5s that I got down, and chirp up front, and I got side imaging on the back, little 5-inch screens. That's always my play around, take the kids crappie and bluegill fishing. We're throwing at trees. I started fishing this stupid thing. I was like, I got to put a scope on the front of the boat. I watched Bailey at Saint, I think you guys were at St. Clair or
Champlain.
Santee Cooper.
Santee Cooper, yeah.
Bailey was out there scoping with the baits, and I was like, the scope's got to go on the boat.
Everybody was
It's not
scoping
gonna
out
wait
there
till I
at
get a
Santee
kayak.
Cooper. I think 9 out of the top 10 were scoping on Santee Cooper. So that's how it's getting done. I mean, no hate. I'm just saying that's how people are picking them up. Yeah. So if you have FSS, you got to be throwing this thing. Throwing it without FFS, I've seen people catch them. Like you just throw them in all the places you would, kind of a wacky worm, and kind of keeping it shallow. But
Hit Bass Geek's comment real quick,
what's that?
because
Oh, there
I
we
actually
go.
was playing with this too, about using it as a top water.
It was designed as a top water.
Yeah.
I was like, this thing's got to kill, just dragging it across the top too. I had to really slow it down and still use a nail weight. I tried doing it without any weight at all, and I was almost pulling it off the water. But yeah, I can see that too.
Definitely might cut some legs of this thing off and use it in the Susky.
Yeah.
I've yet to throw them at Smallies yet, so I'm looking forward to that.
There's the guy who knows too, because he's got to go. He's got to, Wyatt's got to be. He's got to be adaptable to like all the bodies of water, lakes, rivers, largemouth spots. You guys, when you travel and do your thing, you got to be ready to kind of
everything.
And your practice window at Susky's coming to a close here pretty soon, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was talking to a buddy of mine who might be sneaking up that way this weekend.
All right, let's keep on moving us on. Other urgent baits. So you have the Anomaly 13 millimeter, then the Anomaly 22. These are 2 packs.
22, 24s are big. They're big.
I got a one. I don't know what the Mebas do. They say they're 114 millimeters. So they must be like calculating from strand to strand. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've used, that's the big Meba, and that's the one. Like I like the big urchin baits. Like I was throwing some urchins, like the smaller ones. I was using them as a drop shot rig.
Yep.
And they were getting nailed. I was like, okay, small fish and small fish and small fish. I was like, oh my gosh. So I went out to grab the 114 millimeter. And boom, 20-inch. So they're fun catching them on the small ones, but it's hard to put down the big one. And then you have the hide up koiki 8mm creature. And then this crazy thing. Let's talk about this for a second. The dumbbell crab elastomer 22mm 2-pack. I've first time I've ever seen something like this. Wyatt, have you seen it? Ever fished something like this? Is there anything else like it out there?
Nothing like that. I've seen the other crab from I forget what the company was. Taku was throwing it. He's been throwing it for like 2 years now. The giant crab looking thing that he kind of hides on the front deck of his boat. It looks slightly similar to that, but
interesting.
Yeah.
This is wild. Let me read a little bit about it. For those who can't see it, right? Featuring a 3-dimensional molded limbs that vibrate and create a sense of life. Special crab dice bait created by Japanese tournament angler and sight fishing expert Masahiko Kono, however you say that. Twin bodies. Yeah, it looks like an urchin bait dumbbell with urchin bait on each side.
22 mil, and they want to put a number 6 drop shot hook on it.
That's crazy.
That's
also the price is a little crazy.
Like.
So there's clear green pumpkin. They got a bunch of other different colors. Scuppernog and $22.99 for a 2-pack.
Isn't terrible, I guess.
Colin says that Z-Man should call these the dreadlocks.
The dreadlocks with a Z.
That's brilliant.
Mr. Zanshin said the dumbbell looks like splitting atom or something. I love it.
They are working on one.
Supposedly are working on one. What comes out around this whole urchin craze. It's gonna get out of control. I'm waiting for like the really, really, really large ones. We'll see what happens there. All right, let's head out of the urchin section here. Oh, we got the fuzzies. Now I've seen the net bait fuel out there already. Yeah. Right. I've seen people fishing with them. I've seen them catching them. Yeah. Have you known anybody or seen anybody who's been working these, talking about them, liking the performance of them at all?
Not those. I mean, that again looks like something I would throw for the smallmouth in the river. I would just want it to float. I mean, big fan of bait fuel just across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Fan of the net bait stuff. The T Max and the what's their little creature bait they make. That's what I was punching at Gunnersville in the fall. But yeah, big fan of those. I haven't seen that one yet.
Not very large. Only 2.25 inches, 4-pack, $6.99. These are tiny little bugs. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd like it being a little bit bigger for me. I mean, I'd try them I'd probably do a weedless Ned rig and throw them around the river and see what they did. Should be a good time. Yeah. Gramps, what do you think?
I don't know if that would, I mean, maybe a finesse jig kind of, I wonder what that would do on a wobble head, like on ledges in the summer too. I mean, there's so many.
Basky said they're bigger than they look like.
Okay.
5. I mean, yeah, I can see that. It's not wild and crazy.
Yeah.
Drop shot.
He says he says brig it in the middle of the wacky. That's kind of how Taku and the guys were rigging the Nori's flip gill and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because a bait like this, I think I would just, if they didn't hit it on the fall, even if it was just sitting on the bottom, letting the water move those things around. Yeah. Just you'd have to dead stick, and I think even on a wobble head that would create kind of a wild. I always try to picture in my head what the bait looks like, what it's doing, and then so it's like, oh, I'm a fish. This is why I'm going to react to this,
The drop shot would be money on this, be able to move it up and down and have those legs go crazy. I'll be completely honest with you. If someone gave me this, it'd probably sit on my wall and I probably wouldn't fish it because there's so many other smallmouth lures that destroy it. It'd be one of those things where I like, okay, I'm going to force myself to use this, and I'm sure it'd be a good time. We'll see what's up. All right, what else we got? Oh, this one's interesting.
That's the elastomer.
Say what?
That's the elastomer. That's what I was really trying to order for a PA.
Yeah. You got the Baby Eco 70mm, Eco 88, Mini 60. Is it a 2-pack?
Yeah.
Because these things are $25. So $15. Woo! You're trying to find these?
Yeah.
Couldn't find them.
I mean,
doesn't Quickie make a shrimp or something that's kind of like this?
Yeah. I'm just because they're sold out of the gizmos. Everybody's sold out of the gizmos. I was trying to find something that would float and looks buggish.
Somebody said it's a toilet brush.
Toilet here for those of you listening in. It's like a toilet brush. They say compatible with Texas rigs, Jeeker rigs, heavy drop shot presentation. You can see all this. I don't really fish at Jeeker rig a lot. Wyatt, Gramps, you guys do the weighted single hook thing?
No.
No, not really.
No. I mean, there's so much. I mean, I'm freaking Wyatt. I don't know how you do it. Every time I talk to you, you have like boxes of stuff. Boxes. You seem to have all the things. Jig Squad. People have lost their mind. $25. Yeah. I feel like overnight, like Gramps and I are fishing a year ago. Like soft plastics are like $8-9 a pack. Gramps wakes up from his coma and they're like $25 a pack. What happened? You were like, there's like before Gramps and after Gramp prices. What is going on here?
No.
Wyatt,
perfectly under control. Everything.
Oh yeah.
For those of you who can't see this, Wyatt's hugging like 9 boxes of prickly pear things. What are those hags or are those Amazon knockoffs?
Those are the actual hide-ups.
Oh, all right. How many urchin baits do you own, Wyatt?
Too many to fit on the camera.
Yeah, they're freaking. You guys hear that noise? They're falling on the floor. He has so many. Now, are you buying them for yourself, or since you have like the inside scoop at your employment, if you still have a job? Not quite sure.
I might have the inside scoop with the green pumpkin, blue flake hide-ups, the full cast. So.
Ooh. Josh Lanham said $1,000 right there. Yep.
Yeah. I go straight to Hag's website and order the knockoffs, the prickly pear.
So my question to Gramps and Wyatt, and it comes from, kind of stems from this question, comment from Jig Squad. I could get behind $10 for a 2-pack, but man, the money grab is the wildest I've seen in 20 years. I talked to a guy in the industry yesterday, one of my partners. He's like, yeah, these companies are making 80%, 90% profit margin on this stuff right now. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean,
they got to strike while the fire's hot, really. Yep. I mean, that's bottom line.
Similar as bass boats, stuff like that. Bass boats, big trucks. I mean, there's no reason a new boat should be $125,000, but people are buying it, so they're going to keep making it. There's no reason a new truck should be $100,000, so people are buying it. They're going to keep making it.
I guess as long as people are willing to buy it.
And I mean, if the tournament performance speaks for it, if it's winning every single tournament and things like that, you can charge whatever you want, because in order to be competitive and stuff like that, I've got to get one and use it. So I'm gonna pay the cost.
Well, this is wild, because the World Championship, like, that was just months ago, right? And it was one on that minnow by Berkeley, the new Berkeley minnow, and all of a sudden they're like, Berkeley minnow, what? Urchin baits. Oh, we haven't talked every day.
We haven't talked about that minnow. No. Berkeley's sitting over there going, what just happened?
Yeah.
We were supposed to smash.
They had everything, like, felt like it was coming to culmination of the perfect storm to sell a crap ton of that max scent, I believe is what it's called. And it just went like urchin overnight.
Like it was there.
The funny thing is like, I'll give Hags, just because I can go get these on their website. They restock pretty. They could have risen. They could have really jacked the price on these way up.
100%. Double.
I mean, the demand is crazy, but like $8.99. And then talking to a friend of mine who owns a bait company, he's ordered these from the exact same factory. They're going to come in the exact same box, pin. They just put their own label in it for their brand, and they'll sell them for the same $10. But I mean, for me, kudos on Hags and others that haven't jacked up the price when they easily could have went even to $15, because so many people are going crazy over these things, and they didn't. So I mean, shout out to Hags in Texas for keeping it consistent. I think this was like my third order, just because I wanted to get a few different colors, and like and let's be real, it's not like these are from show. These are not a bunch of curated videos from influencers from this brand or that. You two went out, got on the water, and the next thing I know, 2 years ago, Darren's telling me, throw a swim jig. I catch my Indiana PB on a swim jig. What do I see a week ago? Throw these, catch your PB. And there's Darren catching his PB out with you on the water. But people know you're not out making a commercial for somebody. You're out fishing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference. They see the Johnstons dominate a tournament with, I can't remember who it was in between them, all throwing these baits different ways, but big bait catching big fish. I mean, and it's not been like any one single brand. You got pros diving in the water because they only had one left. They couldn't afford to lose it. You know what I mean? It's not like this is some company specific thing. Everybody is getting these from the factory and selling the smack out of them.
Yeah, they want them.
So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 7 of these. I gave one to my brother, and I actually ordered a couple extra so Gramps. He can have a couple too.
Love right there. Giving away quickies.
It's funny, but like you said, and I'll probably give away the little fuzzy nugs and the other smaller ones. I don't care about. I want big.
The big ones, 100%.
I see Darren out on the water catching a 20. What was that? 23 something on a big.
Oh yeah, Wyatt put me on the 23.25.
See, I mean,
and then he showed me his ways, and I just replicated him here in Ohio, and it's been freaking lights out.
Yeah. And I've watched, because when I got back from the Classic after hanging out with everybody, I started kind of paying attention, and I'm like, what in the world? So I picked some up too, and once I got in the boat and figured I can set the hook without hurting myself, it was on after that. But how many chatterbaits I've thrown this? I'm throwing this. I'm going to keep throwing this because they just catch fish.
100%. All right, a lot of comments over here. Let's head over here and let's go. Here's Mr. Zan Shin. I understand companies making money, but if you get too greedy, I hope people stop buying. Otherwise, we'll never adjust down. Yeah, I mean, you also got a lot of competition coming to the market too. So all this stuff will eventually throttle down, I would imagine.
You're starting to see them in stock on Tackle Warehouse. That's the first indicator right there. Like hags are in stock on Tackle Warehouse last I checked.
Well, and they're in Shields, they're in Dick's. I mean, they've been really keeping the stores full of them too.
Yeah. And all these mom and pop shops and local bait makers, they're all coming out with their own. Eventually there will be so many like sitting on the shelves. People are like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have ordered that many, because there's only so many like you need, and you'll stop buying them if you realize they're really readily available anytime you can go get them. So we'll see what happens.
Once you get
funny. Baskeek was talking about, he was the first one to do a video on these like 2 years ago. I swear he is always 2 years ahead of the curve, because I remember him throwing like a jig head minnow way back before Gussie won the Classic. It's like Hank has got some thing where he's on it before it becomes a thing, and then he can go back and look and say, I got receipts. It's on the channel.
I love freaking Hank. It might be one of my favorite like salt of the earth guys. I'm looking forward. Hopefully he's heading down to ICAST again, because last year we like met at the same McDonald's every morning by happenstance and just had a good old conversation. It was fun. So hopefully.
In fact, I was supposed to go to the Classic the ICAST with him last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we interrupt this program to.
Oh yeah, 100%. Hank, are you heading down there again this year? I need to know. All right, got other comments in here to our conversation about hags. Mike M. Kayak Fishing said that's because the owner of hags is salty the earth and is devoted to making baits that are affordable. So right on. I love that. Love hearing a little bit of the man behind the company. Bass Geek said all of them are made, Quaking included, are made in the same factory in China.
Yep.
Interesting. And then you got someone who disagreed. The Mr. Zanshin said, no, sir, Quickies is made in the clouds of heaven. Hey, man. Jared Booth over here said, I love my mom and pop shops, fishing shops, but man, my local ones are absolutely price gouging way more than anywhere I've ever seen. If they happen to get an actual quickie, no kidding, sell them for like $40 a pop. I don't know.
$24.99 in the store.
If people are buying them, then I mean, at the end of the day, if someone sees a $40 lure and buys it, then they must have been happy with that transaction because they took it off the shelf. So I don't know. So I mean, I get it. I mean, if you're tournament fishing somewhere and you're on it and you like run out and you need it for the next day, there's not a price you would not pay. right, for that particular lure. And so if you happen to be near a world-class fishery and you have those things in stock, man, yeah, I can see how those things could sell for even more than $40. What else we got over here? Scoop Dog said the abstract by 6 cents sold out in Tackle Warehouse in 2 hours. So that is, if you missed the show where we had Austin Huber on, that is his favorite by far. I think he was showing off the Scuppernog color there, but he was showing how to rig that up, and that's his favorite for catching the bigs as well.
That's what I've been using for the past couple weeks.
I have not got my hands on it. I have a bunch of the Amazon like knockoffs, right? I think you can get 4 for $12 plus $5 shipping. So I have a bunch of those, and then I work with Berkeley, and so they send me when they can, but they're like, hey man, we can only send you 2 right now. More is coming, but like all we can do is 2. So there must be a wildly high demand for those where I work with them, help promote them, and I can only get 2 of them. So that thing almost fell off yesterday. I about lost my mind. It fell in the water. I was like, please don't fall. I had to like grab it, and I was like, okay, I'll be put some super glue on that very soon. So we'll see what happens there. Oh man, all kinds of comments over here. Anything I miss? Oh wow, there's a lot. There's real lot.
Got a whole bunch of people hanging out tonight.
It said, yes, right? Hank will be at ICAST.
Oh, he is? Hank's going to be there? Right on, brother. Look forward to hanging out with you again. All right, let's head back over here to the new releases. And we've kind of gone through the fuzzy dice and urchin baits. Choose your own adventure. Let's go to this lipless crank, because I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. You guys might have.
Interesting.
I know, right?
Like a rock crawler crankbait or
100%.
rattle trap.
So for those of you listening in, I'm going to read this off. So this is a lipless crank. Essentially, it's going to have a double wire FD guard on the bottom, right? So it's going to allow you to basically not get, you can fish rocks, and this thing has 2 little like metal pieces that come off the front of it. So it's going to help keep your hooks out of whatever it is that they could get hooked into. And so thoughts, Wyatt, have you ever seen anything like this? Would you fish something like this?
I haven't seen anything like that. It's an intro. It wouldn't fill a niche around here. No. At least the way that I fish, like shallow rocky stuff, I can see. I don't know what's going on where the hooks are. I'm guessing there's a hook on the bottom and a hook on the back. I don't know where that front line tie is, but
yeah,
if I fish a lot of like super shallow 3 to 5 foot rocky points and rocky flats and stuff, maybe. But
I'm to the point where like I'm only fishing this probably a few weeks of the year where the grass hasn't like grown up yet. Like it's still rock, but it's a very limited time, right, in Ohio where I'm fishing this, and it's typically pretty cold. Gramps, what do you think? Anything like it before? Well, by the way, there's low stock. There's only 2 left.
I feel like they're solving a problem that doesn't exist.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that's going to be the name of the game at ICAST this upcoming year. Like, I know some things I can't share. I was like, okay, you just came out with something where you solved a problem that nobody had.
I will give it. EMA has been. They usually do kind of make some funky stuff, and every now and then it'll stick. Like they made a topwater that was all the rage out here on Murray for a couple of years. One of the skimmers or something like that.
Yeah.
Like if you fished Lake Murray, you had to have that topwater.
Interesting.
I feel like they've made a couple other ones as well.
I wouldn't buy it, but if I had it, I might throw it for a day. That's kind of where I'm at, but it'd be like early spring when I would be throwing this. Otherwise, oh yeah, holy crap. $27, may I add? My bad. So definitely would not be buying this.
With lure retrievers and everything nowadays.
Every time I buy a lure retriever, I throw it down there and the lure retriever gets stuck. So I'm like, oh crap. Dang it. Now I'm out. Lure retrievers.
You have the David Fritz one.
No, I don't.
That's the one.
That's the one?
That's the one. I've tried the chain ones and all kinds of stuff. It's on Tackle Warehouse, but the David Fritz lure with the yellow triangle thing.
Okay.
That's saved so much money.
Yeah, I need to get them from when I start throwing these expensive quickies because fishing them in the brush piles and 10 plus feet of water.
It saved me a couple quickies the other day.
There you go. And how much are they?
The lure retrievers probably $30 if I remember right.
You're saving money
Yeah.
right now if you already got 2 of the quickies.
Yeah, because if you're throwing 6 cents or mega bass, you know, you want to get them back.
You want to get them back. That's one thing I actually need to invest in. You got 574 Fishing TV. Is Garmin dropping anything new at ICAST?
Like I keep hearing whispers and rumors of a GT36, but I haven't gotten anything.
Somebody posted a video where they thought they saw something.
Yeah, they took the picture down and everything because it was a promo, and they had a different looking forward facing transducer in the picture, and then they took everything down. But it looked similar to one of their the saltwater transducer. What they had with the XR, it kind of looked similar to that, but it was definitely a different transducer that they put a picture up of. And then that plus everything being on sale. Like whenever you see something on sale, I'm kind of
something new is coming.
Shimano has the DCs on, so the Corrado DCs on sale right now, and I'm like,
I just want them to bring the SLX DC XTs over here. I guess they call them the Scorpion and JDM, but
yeah,
absolutely love those, along with my Corrados.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was another thing. Somebody posted in the comments. They got rid of the map pricing, so retailers can sell it for, they can sell it for cheaper.
I mean, we did get Mike M kayak fishing on the show. I mean, homie's bringing a lot of juices tonight's show. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. All right, let's head over here. Gramps, pick our next. What do you want to talk about? New at ICAST. Wish there was a kayak section there.
I guess we got to go to jigs and bladed jigs. I haven't seen anything.
And
only one in there.
Not a lot going on in here. You got the Z-Man TRD finesse jig.
So the Z-Man dropped we're releasing 6 new chatterbaits.
Yeah.
And we saw all the blades. There we go. Is this all of them?
This is 4 of them. And so we have the Z-Man bare bones. You have, this one's interesting. When I first looked at it, I was like, oh, they're just coming out with an inline. Like, no, this is an inline. However, it's the inline blade. Yeah. Actually has the chatterbait style. So like, okay. I could see that. You get the Z-Man micro finesse chatterbait and then a Z-Man PZ2. Do you know anything about the PZ2? Like what that stands for, what it is? I mean,
click on that thing. I want to see the head design on that.
I mean, it's at the $8 price point, so it doesn't
looks like they took a swim bait head.
It looks like a swim jig head.
Yeah.
Looks like they put a swim jig on a chatterbait.
They were asking it's the David Fritz Get Back Lure Retriever.
Get Back, okay, yeah.
Get Back.
Buying the yellow one. Have you ever thrown a lure retriever to try to get your lure retriever undone? Have you ever thrown 2 down there before?
No.
All right, just wondered. Let me know in the comments if you ever tried to go after it for a second time. We'll see.
I've only lost one of those, and it was because it was on an anchor rope or something like that I was pulling the whole bottom of the lake up with it. Like I was about to flip the kayak over. I was almost about to flip the kayak over pulling it, and I just eventually had to cut it off. But it got it. It definitely hooked the bait. It hooked the crankbait for me.
All right. So I'm trying to read this overview on this PZ2 chatterbait. I can't see anything in here that's like popping out at me. That's like, oh, that's what's different. It's at a lower price point, right?
That one is that's the heavy duty one, isn't it? That one's
5/0
braid.
Yeah, 5/0 hook.
Yeah, that's the braid ready one.
But the shape of that head, that I don't think that blade's banging on the side of the head like it would a normal.
No.
So yeah, I mean it's hard.
I know they were coming out with a braid specific chatterbait, and that might be it right there.
That might be a little extra heavy duty then.
Yeah,
it is
something we can actually throw around trees.
All right, bunch of colors. I'm here for it. I mean, below the Evo, above their basic. I kind of like that price point too. For anything like me, I lose them all the time for whatever reason. All right, that's the last thing in this category. What else do we got here? Where do you want to see? What do you want to see? Let's go to worms, crawls, creatures, and soft baits. So there's a couple things in here. Let's take a look at. You got the Yum coming in with a gadget worm, little 8-pack. I always love Yum prices. So like, here's an 8-pack for $2. All right. So this is interesting. How would you fish this?
Nico rig. It's got the
Nico rig?
little notch in the middle. Notch in the middle, and then a fat side for the nail weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's an Nico.
There you go.
Almost wonder if that can hold a rattle in that tail too.
Shove it on in there. Would you buy this and fish it, Gramps? I'm probably a no-go. I probably have a thousand things that I can Neko rig.
As long as it has the color.
Yeah. I mean, for me, most of my Z-Man Elastics are what I'm looking at when I'm doing that kind of stuff because I want the tails.
Elder's Magic.
The tails up. If I want it to fall, I'll throw a Senko. But if I'm Nico and something, I want something that's the back end's going to be floating up a little bit.
A lot of net bait does float. Depends on whether they salt it or not.
Yeah.
Then you got the net bait fuel.
Bastique is saying that's good on a Carolina rig, so it probably does float in.
The Dirty 30. This is the first time I've seen this. All right. Price point looks like it's got 30 legs, hence the Dirty 30. It has that like honeycomb body, $6.99. Well, it depends on the color. 5-pack, pretty good. I don't know if these prices are like legit or if they just got this like up here because some of these prices are like seem a little bit off. But maybe not.
Net bait's pretty reasonable in prices. I'll give at least that. Like the T Max, 20 worms for like $5, $4 or $5.
There you go.
Yeah.
You can do Neko on this, Texas rig on this.
Yeah.
You can probably put on a how long is it? 5 inches. Heck yeah, shaky. Do the old shaky. I'd throw this just for fun. See what it did.
And depending on the colors, that'd be kind of cool in the rivers too for smallies.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the colors. I kind of like the pink color here. What else do we got? We got black and blue fleck gill pickle. Of course, GP violet. Oh, that's it. There's only like 5 colors here.
Yeah, it's got to because of the laminate.
Yeah.
Well, and it's kind of that thing's probably not that much fun to pull.
Oh, I'd throw that right there.
Right there. Looking pretty.
Anything with some green pumpkin and chartreuse in it, that's me.
Then you got Z-Man sinking formula. Do they have sinking formula? Anything else that they do? Or is this something new?
Is that the Senko? Yeah, that's their Senko.
Yeah, but sinking formula, like I've never thrown.
Yeah, they were. It's their Senko.
Does it actually sink fast, or is it like slow as crap? Because it's Elastic. Do you know? I've never thrown one.
I don't know. I know.
If they had a slow fall Senko that's Elastic, I will fish it.
100%. It'll last forever.
Because we all know the first order I had to put in when I knew I was getting back on the water.
Bag right there.
I know Darren's loading up on his bolt dingers, but Gramps has got a.
I haven't thrown. I think I threw the wacky worm maybe when I first I just picked up a new Canoe Unlimited, and I went to some of my favorite honey holes and picked up a nice one off the wacky rig. But outside of that, I'm like lure specific area now, so I'm like, I'll lean in on the koi key or find something. I'll just fish that a lot. And I remember I used to fish the freaking wacky worm all the time. Still a good time, especially that bait. If they weren't $80 a pack, back when I was making better money than I am now, I was like, oh yeah, I'll pull the trigger on that all day. I'll get a black and blue pack and a green pumpkin pack.
Yep.
Gramps, we used to talk about that all the time.
Oh yeah,
it was a good time. Yeah, are they still $80? They jump up in price.
No, they're not. They were down a little bit. I caught them on sale, which is funny. I got all those in, and then I got into this urgent thing. I haven't even opened either one of the bags yet either.
Get behind me.
Yep.
So, here's the last one. This is going to be.
Hey, that's a fighting frog. We know what that is.
The mother bug. The what now?
That's a fighting frog.
Fighting frog.
Yeah.
I don't really fish a whole lot of yum, and so I'm not wildly familiar with a lot of their stuff.
I like that. I'll give it that. Like
you would punch that and swim it in some places on Gville.
3 3/4 inch. As long as it's the body, like I Texas rig that whenever I'm
Yep.
fishing rivers or tidal stuff, like I throw a fighting frog. Buy those things by the 30 packs.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm to the point now where I have so many bags of creature baits that look somewhat similar to this. It's like I can't bring myself to pay because I feel like they come in at a regular basis. Like I got probably 20 bags of these things. It's crazy.
Yeah. Fighting frog, tidal river, missile bait, D-bomb for
that's my go-to
cheap trailer, and then the max scent creature hog for jig trailer and tournament day. And then the the reaction beaver for punching.
So you save the Berkeleys for actual tournament days and use the cheaper stuff, working your way up to it.
Yeah.
I like, yep.
I got a system.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. You can ball on a budget while you're practicing and figuring out the pattern. But then when you know you want to get that bite and you believe in it, because I still use bait fuel, you gotta go with what you believe in when the bite matters. So I get that.
So let's go ahead and somewhat land this plane. We got 110 live right now. If you have not yet done so, hit that like button. We'll get some extra yardage out of this. Hopefully people are having a good time learning something new. But let's break out the old crystal ball here. So for those of you who are unaware of the ICAST, or maybe you haven't heard of it before, you're kind of new on the fishing scene. It's the largest sports fishing, what do they call it? I don't know really
where all the retailers go to place.
Retailer, yeah, it's not open to the public.
It's like an industry. It's an industry thing.
100%. It's not open to the public, but it feels like it's open to the public because they invite a ton of creators and media and everyone. Their mom's going to be there and they're covering it, shooting video, and then people get pissed off. They're like, oh, it should be open to the public, and people also get upset because like you're seeing things that you can't buy, and a lot of companies will they'll showcase something here. You think that you can buy it. You can't. Like it's an ideation stage a lot of times. These are like prototypes that you're looking at. We saw that last year. Some of the kayaks that we had, right? Some of these motors, like a motor on the Flux Jet was 3D printed. Wasn't even like working. And so
I love it and I hate it because it comes out, and then for the next 3 weeks, people are like, hey, do you have this at the store? And I'm like, nobody has that.
No,
like,
nobody has
that for another 2 months.
I mean, Yak Attack does this too. They're like, oh, they showcase something. They're like, it'll be available in 8 months from now. Maybe. We're not entirely sure. Like, there's a lot of companies that do that, but that's kind of what it's for, right?
See what's going to work. See what's not going to work.
See what's going to work. They're coming to, hey, see who's interested in this. And a lot of, business relationships are taking place, but nonetheless, it would be cool. And there's always the conversation of, hey, wouldn't it be nice if the last day, right, you actually opened up to the public? I don't know if that'll ever happen, but it might be a pipe dream. But everyone has like, oh, it'd be really nice to have like the private meetings and then be able to do the public thing. That aside, break out your crystal ball, Gramps, Wyatt. What is it that you think is going to happen this year at ICAST? What are the conversations going to be like?
Well, I heard, but I've been offline too. But I kind of heard at one point in time there might be something newer or an update to something from, say, Bonafide. But then other people I know at Bonafide say, well, there's nothing really going to, And then, of course, I know Wyatt knows this, but he's got an NDA, and he knows I would ask because of what a fan I am of the brand that he fishes out of.
You can ask.
But they posted a teaser, with some farther distant shots.
It's in the teaser. It's in there.
What and I just kind of looked, but I was like, 106 Pro, maybe PDL. I don't know, but I'll have to go back and look at it bigger because I looked at it on my phone, and I need to go look at it on my computer where I can, make it bigger.
Okay, I can tell you what frame to look at.
Okay. So if I go through, then I can, yeah. But I mean, because the biggest question I get. What am I going to fish out of when I get back to fishing?
Yeah, that's true. What are you leaning toward right now? That's already established that you know of.
So, I mean, we know anybody who knows me. I mean, so I thought about like looking at the new canoes and all that, but they've not been my thing. For me, it's going to have to be something that I already know. I have to figure out how I'm going to fish. Obviously, now that we have Bassmaster, Indiana Bass Nation here in Indiana, I don't have to travel as much, even though I love traveling to the Bassmaster events just because I want to support that. I've been a life, member of Bassmaster my whole life. Hell, I see Wyatt every time, we're there. and so I don't know. There's things about the XTR that I absolutely love. And then there's things that absolutely drive me nuts. For example, where the transducer is because it's not center mounted under the kayak. I've thought about, I was talking to my buddy Antoine Hayes, who's, he and I were the Indiana Old Town team back in the day before I decided that I was going to, try other things. But to me, if I had my druthers and wishes, I would love to see a brushless motor in an autopilot, and I would be back in that boat so fast it ain't funny. Wyatt will tell you when I was on the team there, that's all I harped about 3 years ago, forever. And they came out the EPDL and other things too, but absolutely love that platform. But again, for me also, the PWR 129 from Bonafide is probably, to me, the most versatile kayak as far as somebody who wants to fish rivers, lakes, stand up, sit down, deal with current, because you got the RVR, which is a little smaller, but not something that, a guy like me with a bad leg wants to stand up in. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, if Old Town came out with a brushless in the autopilot, I would be in that so fast. I don't want the motor up front like the Pro, because the thing to me that sets the autopilot apart is where the motor is, because you can literally spin 360 in that boat. It's got a big rudder, so you have the ultimate in foot control if you're cruising grass lines. I don't have to preach this to Wyatt. It's just the perfect fishable kayak. I just need a more powerful motor. Now, if they don't come out with that anytime soon, I don't know. I mean, I'll have to figure, because I got addicted to speed. One thing that the Bonafides and the NK300 have allowed me to do is beat people to spots. But then if you're fishing tournaments, that's not always the most important thing. Being able to sit there spot locked and have total boat control is advantage. So, I mean, yeah, I won't know until I pull the trigger. You know what I mean? I don't know.
So
we have so many good options these days. It's insane.
Yeah. So back to the original. I know I asked the question on top of the question. Crystal ball. What's the conversation going to be the week of ICAST, post ICAST? What are people going to be talking about, you think?
I think Jeff Little.
Yeah.
I think Jeff Little in whatever propulsion.
E-propulsion, yeah.
Yeah, he may be playing with some of those guys. I can't see them coming out with something new for these. I mean, the only thing harder than getting your hands on these was figuring out how to store them. And for me, Slot Tech has solved that problem. And another guy who started up his own company called Fish Engineering, because he's an angler, tournament angler, and an engineer. They've both come out, and a lot of people are doing this too, whether 3D printing stuff that'll fit in these deep boxes and keep the TPE separated from the non-TPE stuff. So, I mean, that's kind of wild. It's like the guy with Slot Tech, when he came out with like the jerkbait, crankbait problem solvers, he came out with a different one so you can store like your hags on the wires, or if you're doing like the unis and all that, it's got these like 3 little arms that'll hold them as well. And so, storing these things, once you can get a hold of them and keep them away from each other, that's going to be like another thing too. So it's hard telling what's going to be like the game changer at ICAST. I mean,
I think it's going to be mass confusion of everybody's going to be dropping a hook and a way to store it.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to be like it's got to be like the thing. It's making all the money right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we see it. Regular people catching PBs, bank fishing. I mean, my buddy Josh here bank fishes a Patoka Lake, caught a 20-inch smallie on it, and then caught like we've got friends in Florida and other places that are catching 10s on it. I mean, that cat toy is just taking the place by storm right now. But who knows? I never figured we'd stop talking about the jighead minnow for a good long while.
Yeah, it
And
took
then
about 24 hours to stop talking about that.
Poor Berkeley, you know, they get their 1 minute of glory, and then the next bunch of tournaments happen, and all we're talking about is cat toys.
The world freaking world championship. No one cares. No one cares.
Yeah,
Give me the cat
nobody
toy.
cares.
Give it to me. I want more cat toy.
Oh, now Tim Hammer brought up
It
the
is.
one that Austin Hoover kind of leaked was Lowrance's 36-inch trolling motor. So don't know if they're going to launch that. It'd be the perfect time to do it because, again, now we're giving kayaks the what boaters have, and that's the connections from the trolling motors to the electronics to your poles. You know, we're getting one boat networks for kayaks now.
Mm-hmm.
And I never thought I would see power poles like until Drew Gregory of all people
running down
the last. If you'd have gave me $1 million and said who is going to put power poles on a kayak, Drew Gregory is not the one I would have come up with.
He's at the bottom of the list.
I mean, under Russ Snyder's. I mean,
I've seen Russ in a demo one with dual actual power poles.
It doesn't surprise me now, but those two forever. I mean, you could have put them in an inner tube in one pole, and they would have been 10 miles up a creek somewhere off of the lake that everybody else is fishing.
Yep.
Just Wyatt, your thoughts. Crystal ball. What are people going to be talking about when it comes to ICAST? Also, if you're listening in right now, throw it in the comment section. What do you think the conversation is going to be in 2 weeks on the internet when it comes to ICAST?
I think it's going to be hooks. It's going to be hooks. It's the one thing that you can't get. You can't get frog hooks. You can't get treble hooks. You can't get. So, I mean, the things that are immediately selling out as soon as they're thrown out there are the hooks. Once somebody says, I have the way to rig it, gone immediately. Yep. Like the baits are coming back in stock. Companies are catching up with that. But I think
the tackle for
it to rig it will be the way. Yeah. Cause I mean, you got to look at that and say, hey, if I can release a lure that immediately sells out, or if I can release a product that'll immediately sell out, like, yeah.
I mean, when you have Christy winning the Bassmaster on, was it Pascatank? Is that what it was? On a weighted frog hook?
Even the Stanley, the ones with the screw locks sold out immediately.
Like, I'm to the point now where I'm literally cannibalizing, because I have like 50 frogs, right? I'm just ripping the frogs and like taking the hooks out of it. 100%. Like,
that's what Hellabass was like, you know, hey, you can get these for cheap right here.
Right here. I got
go to the Walmart value bins. There's all these frogs.
100%. I mean, if there's anything I have more than I need, it's definitely frogs, for sure. So I look forward to cannibalizing that.
Yeah.
I have one brand of frog and 3 of them. That's it.
In the context of kayak fishing, like, I don't think there's going to be a kayak that comes online that's like, wow, it's going to hit super hard. I think in the realm of kayak fishing and kayaks, actually, I can't even answer this question. Never mind. I can't because I'm saying it based off of information. I know. So I'm going to pull that back, but it's just, I think there's gonna be a lot of more, like a few more inflatable. There's a lot of inflatables last year. They're easy to kind of get off the ground. They don't take a whole lot to get molded, so you can see a whole lot more of that. So it's gonna be a bunch of this little stuff, right? I don't think it's anything like groundbreaking. Last year, FlexJet took a lot of the hype because it was something new, and so I'm still kind of waiting.
If Garmin drops the new unit, that'll be probably be best to show.
Yeah, there we go. Yep. Yeah. So we will see. We'll see what happens. I look forward to it. I love going down there. I love hanging out with people. Love just covering it. I feel like I am a news company for a week, right? Yeah. I'm just going around. I'm just shooting. I'm literally just having whoever is standing in the booth explain to me this new thing that they think is going to revolutionize the market, and then go home, edit it, and just put it out there for everybody. So, for those listening in, like, when you see those things, it's not like an endorsement. I'm just literally going around. Like, it's News Channel 8. They're like, hey, I'm here at so-and-so booth. I just walked across. This thing looks neat. I think you might like it. Here we go. And they'll walk you through it. And, You decide for yourself if you think it's good or not.
Darren's going to be hearing like, this is what makes our koiki better than the rest.
Oh my gosh.
So many times.
Yeah, our little flanges are 10% more buoyant on the outside edges of and we catch the ripples in the. Okay.
We have tentacles on top of our tentacles on top of the tentacles.
We're putting
3X
claws
tentacles
on the claws and fins on the bottom.
I was like, the only way I know if you're gonna, send me home with some. My gosh, they're hard to get a hold of. So I think I own a bunch of the ones Wyatt you told me about on Amazon, and then 2 Mevas. We'll see. I do want to get my hands on some abstracts. I just have a hard time paying like $15 a piece.
Yeah.
So
I might have a handful of them lying around. I can shoot up that way.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I heard even the first run of them, they used the company that they had do it used the wrong material, and they were all kind of goobered up, and they had to replace them. I mean, it's just like, holy smokes.
Dang. Let's see. Oh, I got a handful of them over here.
Well, folks, Gramps, let me say it's been a really good time having you back on. I mean, a year is way too long. I'm glad you are on the up and up. Glad you made it through your ordeal. Glad you're back out there catching fish, and look forward to getting you back into the rotation. Appreciate you, and glad you're doing well. Wyatt, of course, always appreciate you. Those listening in, you guys freaking rock. Next week, I'm on vacation at King Zion, so next Tuesday night, I'll be riding roller coasters. The following week is actually ICAST, so I'll be down there. So the next 2 weeks, there's not going to be an ICAST show, but the next week there will be. And of course, we'll be talking about all things kayak and really debriefing on that. But thank you all for listening into the Kayak Fishing Obsessed podcast. I'll see you in 2 weeks. You guys have a good one.